Today we're gonna approach Lisbon in a different way. Over there behind the dock you can see the giant bridge which leads to the city. But now we're going to travel by a ferry. I mean, in front of me you can see Lisbon on the other side of the river, and that's where we are going to go by ship. These ferries crossing the river are not that small boats I imagined, but double-deck or three-story ships. In the middle of the day we can catch less crowded ones, but before and after working hours these lines can be very busy, and then we can see the reason why these ships are so huge. Over the first and second floors, some ships have an open terrace with beautiful sights to the river. Looking to the back of the ship you can see the dock we left behind, and when you turn a little bit right, there is the 25th of April bridge. Between Casillas and Lisbon we can catch ferries in every 15 minutes, while on the other lines they operate in half or 1 hour intervals. At the Lisbon side we find giant docks like seaports. The river is so wide that sometimes we really feel like traveling across the sea. But on the land we can catch much smaller vehicles. After that oversized ferry we can travel by quite undersized, small trams on the hills in Lisbon. Crossing the central Baixo quarter, this time we are going to Alfama district, passing by the main sides of the city. Looking straight forward here you can see the famous Lisbon Cathedral. Then we are turning away and starting our uphill ride towards the castle of St. George. We are getting off at Portas do Sol, and then we walk along and have a break to taste some Porto wine.
I don't like the sweet. Always Porto is sweet, Castoni is medium sweet. Ruby is very sweet.
Let's taste it.
Delicious, but sweet.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I wanted to taste it, but we don't like sweet. It turned out they are all sweet. After turning out that we'll never be wine experts, it's only a couple of steps to get to the castle gate.
Wow, he paints with coffee.
So are you painting with coffee?
Just like in many other European castles, we must walk on a very steep cobble street upwards. And over there you can see the long line at the entrance. So we are not wasting our time with queuing, but we visit a newly renovated viewpoint of this old neighborhood with a perfect sight to Alfama district. Looking above the rooftops we can see the river, while on the hillside in front of us there's a church and a pantheon. And there is the terminal of the blue metro line. Somewhere on the riverside. Going a little bit lower there is the Miraduro Portas do Sol, which we once crossed in our way to the castle. This is the best point to take photos of the Alfama district. While on the street of the hillside there's always heavy traffic with cars and trams, and that's where we can take a tram to get to the highest point of the city. From the Rua Graça stop we can walk on typical small streets to the park nearby. This road above the park is the highest point of the city with an incredible view to Lisbon. By walking a little bit down we can get closer to the buildings. From this balcony terrace Lisbon seems much closer, and we can also see the castle on the top of the hill in front of us. Then we enter a whole different world on the other side of the park. Besides the amazing view, we find an interesting mix of the past and the present. There are old buildings, cobble streets and walls covered with graffiti around us while we are walking down on these steep stairs. And then we meet young boys and girls playing football on the streets. But the next street is quite different. We find much older buildings and 100-year-old trams again. I like these signboards. What do you think? They look so unique. It's such a surprise that besides Portuguese stores, we find more and more Chinese shops and restaurants here. And in these old streets we can see old tiled houses, which ones are my favorites. In small souvenir shops like this there are a lot of nice tiny trams. And this unique tile pattern appears on souvenirs too. I'm not sure, I think I prefer those tile-like ones. Or not? But besides these €1 stuffs, there are more interesting souvenirs in the city, finding ourselves in the middle of a fairyland in the fish shop at Rossio Square. In this unique scenery there are sardine cans as far as I can see, and the oldest ones are from 1916. We can see the dates on the cans with different colors from each decade, which makes the sardine can wall very spectacular. The Fantastic World of Portuguese Sardines, this is the name of the shop, and besides the products, the whole atmosphere is really fantastic. It's not a typical fish shop with fridges and fishy smell, but more like an amusement park, and according to the experts, the older the sardine is the more delicious. So we instantly buy a couple of cans to try it out whether the ones from different years taste different or not. But besides these tiny things, there are really huge sights in the city, like this bridge over the old houses and streets. And under it we find the so-called Alex Factory district, which is the melting pot of the artists and creative people of Lisbon. But getting even further from the city center, there is Belém with its historical sites. So in the next episode we visit the giant bridge and the quarters on the other side of it. If you don't wanna miss anything, subscribe to my YouTube channel and join us next time.